Hello everyone, today we're going to talk about how COVID-19 affected tourism. The COVID-19 pandemic has incurred a substantial economic and social impacts around the world. Many sectors have been drastically affected, but the tourism and hospitality industry was one of the hardest hit by the COVID outbreak globally. Tourism is not limited only to activities in the accommodations and hospitality sector, transportation sector, and entertainment sector, with the visitor attractions such as theme parks, amusement parks, sport facilities, museum, etc. But tourism and its management are closely connected to all major functions, procedures, and procedures that are practiced in various areas related to tourism as a system. Also, the tourism industry involves the functions of planning, organizing, coordinating, training, and monitoring, evaluating at all levels: international, national, regional, and local. Therefore, tourism integrated into functional units of economy. The Ontario government has to invest $100 million to help stabilize the province's tourism industry as it recovers from COVID-19. Over the last 18 months of the pandemic was the most challenging as business helped employ people from Ontario, and since they were unable to open, they created an Ontario Tourism Recovery Program which allowed businesses to apply for some money to help them through tough times. It helps support businesses that have experienced at least 50% of lost revenue in 2020 to 2021. Also, this allowed businesses to prepare to reopen back up safely and create more tourism jobs. Annual average employment by industry. By this measure, all tourism industry have seen a massive negative impact on employment. The tourism sector employed 464,000 fewer Canadians in 2020 than in 2019. Unemployment decrease of 22.2%. Annual employment in the tourism sector has not seen this low since 2001. Comparatively, overall employment in Canada is down to 5.2%. The accommodation industry was the hardest hit, with the employment down 30%, a loss of 56,000 employed workers. The food and beverage services industry lost the greatest numbers of workers, 212,000, with the employment falling from 972,500 in 2019 to 760,200 in 2020, a loss of 22%. The transportation industry group suffered the smallest loss of employment, which was still down over 18% compared to the previous year. On its own, this would be considered a massive hit to employment. Only in comparison to other tourism industry groups can be transportation industry be described as doing relatively well. It is also worth noting that both transportation and recreation and entertainment industry group contain several disparate industry. Within the transportation industry group, employment in rail transportation is only down 7.3%, whereas employment in the scheduled air transportation industry was down 34.1%. One of Ontario's top tourism spots, Niagara Falls, have been like a ghost town since COVID and the lockdown happened. Clifton Hill, the busiest street in Niagara, was the to-go-to traveler, but since then there has been no one. Also, Clifton Hills employed about 40,000 people, but they had to let them go and were out of job for over 1 year. There will be hopeful for busy seasons. As soon as vaccination increase, they will be good to open and employ back the people and start working again. Tourism plays an extremely important role in the economics and social development of most countries in the world. It is the largest generator of employment, and it serves a range of travel, accommodations, gatherings, and maintain the culture and traditions, especially the handicrafts industry, and to preservations of ecosystem. A total of 100.8 million jobs dedicated to travel and tourism are forecast to be slashed due to the impacts of coronavirus pandemic, according to data from the World Travel and Tourism Council. Asia's travel industry is projected to be hit hardest, with an estimated 63.4 million job losses, the data showed. The job cuts are expected to shave about 1.04 trillion of the region's aggregate gross domestic products that would account for nearly half of the world's total GDP loss of 2.69 trillions. Tour operators and travel agencies felt the most impacts of COVID-19 in the tourism sector. Reservation cancellations or delays have left tour operators and travel agencies with a serious economic crisis. Due to COVID-19, travel restrictions are observed in national and international travels. Travel bans have resulted in border closure, cancellations of events, quarantine requirements, and fears of bonds, extreme difficulty in the tourism and hospitality sectors, and negative consequences. This situation is even worse in places that are depends on tourism. It's remained unclear when the situation will improve. It is seen that there is a decrease in airline and hotel reservations by 209% down in airline and hotel reservation, 70% down in hotel occupancy rate, 39% down in hotel prices, and 47% down in local recreational activities in March 2020 worldwide.